This is you versus the ones she tells you not to worry about. This is the Samsung Galaxy K Zoom, a 2014 flagship, a camera phone that can that can take pictures. That was sold with the S5 and the Note 4 series at the time. Ignore the fact that, well, this is not the original launcher. It runs Android 4.4.2 to be precise. I'm pretty sure the only update that this thing ever got. Pretty sure it never got Android 5 or Android 6. That's fun. Despite its front looking like a Galaxy S3 on the front, and we flip it over to the back, you can see its familiar dotted pattern design from the Galaxy S5, though not the Note 4, since the Note 4 had like a thick lever design from the Note 3. Instead of a tiny camera, we have a huge thing bolted and a very nice Xenon flash. Now, because we're dealing with Android 4, we have a bit of a problem. Not all apps are available once again. I had to source older versions of apps, but I didn't get all of them. So, the first up on the list, device info hardware. So, we have a 720p Super AMOLED display running on Android 4.4.2. I guess it's an Exynos 5260, but why is it Universal 5260? We have a Mali T624 MP3 running with ARM v7, so we're running at 32-bit, 2 gigs of RAM, and I presume 16 gigs of storage. As for the camera, well, 20.2 megapixels, which is about right, and 2.1 megapixels on the front. Though we don't really care about the front camera here, do we? 2430 mAh battery, which this one's an aftermarket one, so this one is 2600 mAh, but I'll be confirming if the original battery was that capacity. Firmware wise, I mean, the Exynos apparently is running at 40 degrees Celsius at the moment. So now we have to get to the benchmarks, which and the final score is 56,000. So I'll be putting that up on the leaderboard. Next up, performance test, or as I like to call it, the pass mark test. Well, we got a score, of which we got this many numbers. So here is the actual sum, and here it is in the leaderboard. Pretty sure this is by far the weakest one. Oh, well, that's great. Just it stopped on its own. Well, that's what I wanted anyway. So with the benchmarks out of the way, we have 3 games. That's it. With the games, well, we don't have many. We have Geometry Dash Lite, Sliver.io, and Smash Hit, of which these are all old APKs that I had to find, and, well, they all work. The touchscreen is already responsive, I can tell you that. Now, this is an old version of Geometry Dash, but this is perfectly responsive. It does the job. You can play Geometry Dash on a camera phone. Next game, Sliver.io. Oh, we have the server the application is going to is unverified to its own server, but trust for the session. Oh, he ran into himself. Well, that's great. Oh, that was actually a pleasant gaming experience for Sliver.io. Though to be fair, the game is probably very lightweight. That could explain why it runs so well. Next up, Smash Hit. this is pretty solid. I'm also realizing how horrible this game. And that's for the gaming test. The TikTok test, I have some bad news. Well, it takes forever to open, that's one thing. But, well, it tells you to sign up and you can't really get out of it. I've already tried. If you press login and try entering your username, it kind of works, but it gets stuck. So it doesn't really let you progress anywhere because it can't load the CAPTCHA. Now, to be fair, I don't have Google Play services. That could be the reason why the CAPTCHA doesn't load. I don't expect the performance to be any good, any better than the S6 Edge. Next up, the video test. What makes this great for the video test is that this is a 720p display and a 720p video. And, well, the screen is AMOLED. So, this should look very good. And I have to tell you, it does look good. Which is not surprising, because it's an AMOLED, but you could actually watch a movie on here and not complain. You can see all the details. So I'm pretty happy to see this. Now, as for the audio test, well, again, mono back speaker. Well, I'm listening to it. No bass. The mids and tops are there, but the bass is completely out of the question. Though, I mean, there's a bit of vibration coming from this side, but that's about it. You can feel the sound, but it's nothing impressive. It's just okay. And now for the main gimmick, the camera, of which we actually have a 10 times optical zoom, which I think is pretty nice to have. Though the issue with this K zoom is, well, there's dust in between the lens and the sensor, so not great. I've already tried many ways of getting it off without taking the thing apart. One of them was literally shoving a vacuum hose at the thing and turning it on, but no, that didn't work. But unlike some of the other K zooms that are kind of beaten up, this one has no issues at all. I forgot to mention, this actually has one problem. If we go to About Device, you may have noticed baseband version unknown. Yeah, we don't have a baseband. My IMEI doesn't exist. Thing is, I already tried to reflash this thing in hopes that, well, the issue gets fixed. No. The IMEI still hasn't come back. It's not a demo unit. This is, in fact, a C115. Well, it's an SMC115, so it's not a demo unit. It doesn't have an X at the end. Not great, but what can you do? Even just the action of the lens closing, nothing's jammed. I'll be taking this very nice picture of the Lumia 1020. Looking at it, the colors actually look very nice, indeed. And, well, the clarity is also pretty good once you get up close and you can actually read the text. So yeah, that 20.1 megapixel sensor, it's doing a pretty good job. As for the video test, we have 1080p 60 frames a second. That's actually really good, and that means what I'm recording is actually very, very smooth, which is very good news. What's very nice about this thing is I can actually zoom while recording. It is a very slow zoom, but to be fair, it has to be very silent, but it works. It works very, very well. So, the conclusion. The K-Zoom is pretty interesting little gadget, I have to admit. The fact that Samsung tried this for 2 generations before they finally gave up and, well, cameras have gotten so good that now we don't really need that. I mean, just tack on another lens and call it a day. Which is, well, kind of unfortunate because these actually have better zooms than some smartphones even. Thank you guys for watching. This was a very interesting thing. And, yeah, see you guys